Hey you guys! Welcome to my kitchen and welcome to the physics of baking and the physics of chocolate eclairs.
The first thing you do is you add 1 cup of water and 1/2 cup of butter, and you allow these to boil.
As we discussed in class, this is an example of conduction. The burner transfers thermal heat energy to the pot, which then transfers thermal heat to the food, allowing it to cook.
Once you have it up to a boil, take it off the burner and add 1 cup of flour all at once, stirring until it makes a ball shape form. See? Allow this mixture to sit on the side and cool 10 minutes. The next thing you do is you add 4 eggs, 1 at a time, mixing in between. After stirring the 4 eggs, it will be much more liquidy, and you will be able to tell by the consistency that it's ready to put on the cookie trays. The next thing you do is you take 2 regular spoons and you form the eclairs on the cookie sheet. While you're doing this, preheat the oven. So now you put them in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes.
As we also discussed in class, the oven is an example of cooking by convection, which is the moving of fluid or the air. The air at the bottom warms up and rises, forcing the cooler air on the top farther away from the filament to go down. This cycle continues and then it moves around and cooks the food. The reason I'm not doing the filleting on the stove is because the microwave cooks much faster because it actually goes inside the food and the microwaves heat up the individual water molecules.
The first thing you need is 1 cup sugar, 2/3 cup flour, and 1/4 teaspoon salt. And you mix this with 4 cups of 2% milk. Mix this pretty well so that you have no lumps of flour left over. After you get it completely mixed, you're going to put it in the oven, in the microwave, for 2 minutes on high. And after the 2 minutes, you want to take it out and stir it. You're going to continue 2-minute intervals until it comes to a boil. You've got enough to look in the microwave, so now take it out. Watch out, this might be a little bit hot. And pour a little bit into this. I have beaten 4 eggs. The reason you don't put the eggs into the custard mixture is because it's so hot that it will raise the temperature of the egg so much that it'll cook, and then you have scrambled eggs in your custard, and that's just disgusting. So here we go. And you want to take this whisk, and as you're pouring, stir it. Okay. And I think we can add just a little bit more. You want to make sure to stir it and to add it, just so the eggs will cook, because as I said. Okay, now shake this custard and egg mixture and add it to the rest. Be sure to stir as you add it. Okay. A few more whisks. We're going to put it in the microwave for 2 more minutes and let that entire thing cook together to make sure it's all nice mixed in. While we're waiting for this 2 more minutes, let's go see how water molecules act in the microwave. Okay, my assistants have taken the custard out of the microwave. The last step you need to do is pour 2 teaspoons of vanilla flavoring and about 1/4 cup of butter. This should mix in. The butter should melt because the custard is so hot. The next thing you do is cut a small hole in each of the eclairs. They will be hollow in the center, so it should be easy to cut. The next thing that you have to do is fill the eclairs with the custard. You can do that with a ladle or a spoon or a cup, or the messy way I'm doing it, and just pour it in the bowl. Just let them cool overnight, and we'll be back tomorrow. The eclairs have been in the refrigerator overnight. Now we're going to start the icing. First, what you need is 6 tablespoons of water and 4 tablespoons of butter. We're going to put them in the microwave and let them melt together. 30 seconds should do the trick.
Did you know that during ancient times, the Persians, the Greeks, the Romans, the Hebrews all used refrigeration to keep food from spoiling? They put ice and snow in pits or caves with layers of straw in between them so that they could use ice during the summer months to keep the food from going bad. We don't really think about that very much because we have modern refrigeration and we're so used to it. But during the 18th and the 19th century, people began to build ice houses near lakes and ponds, and they would cut out huge blocks of ice and put them in between layers of sawdust. And then during the summer, they could have ice cream and lemonade and all this other stuff with ice because those ice houses would keep them cool. For example, our grandparents' generation had ice boxes in which the ice would be put in the top part and the food would be put on the bottom. The ice would melt, taking the heat from the food around it to transfer to liquid. And therefore, because the warm air rises and the cool air drops, it cools all the food.
You should be able to mix it up and make sure it's completely melted. The next thing you do is add 6 tablespoons of powdered sugar. While you do this, make sure you have a nice cool. And finally, the last thing you do is you add about 3 cups of powdered sugar. You might need a little bit more powdered sugar, but you could probably tell by the end. Also with this, you really want a smooth mixture. The powdered sugar should mix in pretty easily because the liquid is hot. And also, it's not going to be like normal icing that is on, say, a cake or a cupcake or something else. It's going to be nice and liquidy because we're going to pour it over the eclair. So you can use any spoon or ladle to cover the chocolates with eclairs. How much chocolate you have on it is really up to you. I like a lot of chocolate. And it really doesn't have to be neat because, well, they taste good either way.
Modern refrigerators work on the theory that liquids absorb heat when they vaporize. The refrigerants are contained in coils inside the refrigerator. And then the coils vaporize the refrigerants or the special liquids and take heat away from the refrigerator, keeping the area cool.
After you're done with this, you can either serve them like this or you can put them back inside the refrigerator so that everything is really nice and cool. Even though the icing is still kind of warm from when we put it in the microwave, when you put it on the eclairs, which have already been in the refrigerator, they will harden and become nice and easy, and they won't melt all over the place.